So what appears to be the first arrest of a trans-identifying dude, a guy who thinks he's a woman or wants everybody else to think he's a woman, let's put it that way. A guy who knows he's not a woman but says he's a woman and wants to force you to treat him like a woman. That guy got arrested in Florida because they wanted to make a stand. They wanted to take a stand, make a statement, and it was against the law that says you have to use the biological bathroom, the bathroom that matches your biological makeup. So there's a law in Florida about that, and this dude wanted to go into the Capitol in Florida and take a stand, and they were sure they weren't going to get arrested. They were wrong, and that's good news. Now, this may seem like a small thing, a small story, but it's really important. I'm going to tell you why. It's Monday already again. The weekend was fast. It was fast this time. Monday, the 7th of April, 2025. It's now 5:10 p.m. here in Germany. This is the Insanity Report for today. And look, so the guy tried to write lawmakers, right? And he tried to do it out of emotions and feeling and said, look, I know that you're not going to arrest me. You know that this law is ridiculous. I'm a person just like everybody else, and you can't just arrest me. And I know you're not going to do that. And that's what he kind of wrote. And then he went there to the Capitol building. He went into the bathroom for women, even though he's a guy. He was warned by security that said, hey, look, if you do that, you're trespassing. You might get arrested. He said, don't care, going to do it anyway. All right, so he's arrested. Now, he's going to get charged with trespassing. It's going to be misdemeanor stuff, of course. We don't want to hang the guy up. He doesn't have to go to prison for life. It could be like 60 days in jail. Now, in his letter, he already claimed, he knew that if he was going to be marked as a criminal, that life would be more difficult for him. And yet he chose to do it anyway. See, now, that doesn't make much sense, right? If I do something illegal, and I've done illegal stuff, I've gotten in trouble for it in the past, right? But I knew it was illegal, and I knew I was going to get in trouble. It's not like I wrote the lawmakers of my state first when I lived there and said, look, I'm getting ready to commit this crime, but it's bullshit that drugs are illegal, so you're not going to be able to arrest me on those grounds because morally that's unacceptable, which I think it is. It is morally unacceptable, but it is the law, and nobody does that. So this person's stand didn't work, and that's good that it didn't work. So they're going to be made an example of, right? And that's good, because the thing is, look, these people need to understand, nobody wants to pretend trans people don't exist or whatever. And look, if you've really got the trans bug and you really think you're trans and all that shit, that's great for you. That's your life. You do you. That's how we think about it, right? You do you, just not with my kids, and you can't force me to do anything to play along with your thing. You know what I mean? That's all. That's it. Just like regular life before the trans shit started, right? Before the woke shit started, life was like, okay, you do you, I'll do me, and we'll basically leave each other alone if we can't agree on certain things, and we might be able to hang out if we can't agree on other things. But now it's like, no, I'm trans, I'm woke, I'm this, I'm that, and you will be too, and you'll fucking do this, and you're gonna do this, and you're gonna change the laws and the rules and the regulations and everything to suit me, goddammit. Well, fuck, I wish things would have gone that way for me. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could just change the laws and the rules and think, just say, fuck you. I don't like it. You know what I mean? I don't like it. So I'm not going to deal with it. And you're going to let me go. You're going to let me not deal with it. That's crazy. Right? That's crazy. So of course there's going to be activists out there crying about it and blah, blah, blah. No, look. It's a misdemeanor. It's trespassing. I also cannot say, look, I'm going to go into the women's changing room, because men stink horribly. I don't want to sit next to a man taking a shit, so I'd rather sit next to a woman taking a shit. So I'm going to go in there. I just like it better. I mean, it has better lighting. It's more comfortable. They got the tampons. I want to go there. I'm going to do that. If I did that, I would be arrested, right? It would be crazy of me to do that. So just because I dress up in a wig and put on a skirt doesn't mean that now automatically changes the rule. And that's what these people don't fucking understand. And we need to stop wasting time on these people. That's why I think it's great that there have been measures taken and that the person got arrested, right? To make an example out of it. And I hope that it continues.
Camera
if this
in
craziness
500 meters.
If this craziness continues, I hope that also continues. The trend of putting these people in their fucking place.
Fixed camera in 500 meters.
No more bullshitting around, right? It's like Trump said, it's a new sheriff in town, right? It's a new sheriff in town. This administration and the majority of America does not want to put up with this bullshit, right? And they've made that clear when they voted for Donald Trump, and Donald Trump made clear that he's going to commence on, living up to his promises.
Camera in 100 meters.
And one of the things that was promised, basically, even though it wasn't said in so many words, Donald Trump did say woke is bullshit, right? The woke shit is over. Get it through your heads, right? Now, that doesn't mean you can't be who you want to be. You be who you want to be, right? Just like I am who I want to be. And don't fuck around and break laws and break regulations, and especially not to prove some stupid ass point. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, the women's bathroom is for women, whether you like it or not. Women's changing rooms is for women, whether you like it or not. Women's sports are for women, whether you like it or not. Women's, what else is there? God, women's spaces, women's saunas or fitness places are for women only, and whether you like it or not. And that's the thing, that's the message we have to send. That's where we have to get here with this whole deal. You know what I mean? Because it's crazy that we were catering to these people in this way for so long to begin with, right? So good on Florida cops, good on the Florida administration to follow through, right? Right now, Florida's following through, even though this is a little win, right? This is a little thing, right? It's a little thing. It's a slap on the wrist for the guy pretending to be a woman, and it's a little win for our side that wants to see sanity return back to the world stage, so to speak, right? We want to live in reality and not this crazy made-up reality that these people live in, and it's now become unacceptable. And these people are going to learn. And even though it's a small win, it's a small win, it's a win nonetheless. I mean, up till now, Congress still has yet to do much of anything. In this whole time, the administration, the cabinet's been running top speed. They've been doing their thing. Congress, not so much already. You know what I'm saying? Congress hasn't got the memo, but the people in Florida have, and the administration in Florida has. And even though I'm not so wow about what DeSantis is doing on other fronts, I applaud his unwillingness to back down on this issue and to go through with it, to make an example out of these people so that this bullshit can be squashed forever and always. Because I'll tell you what, this guy was willing to risk it, but not everybody has the time, the money, or the ability to go sit in jail for 60 days to provoke the law on this trans issue. So I think that the more people that get charged with misdemeanors, have things on their record, gonna have to face a little jail time, the more people that get punished for this ridiculous bullshit, the more it's going to taper off, and we won't have to fucking worry about it anymore. And that's exactly the direction we want to go. That's why this was important, that this dude got the cuffs slapped on him for trying to make this stand. I applaud his willingness to try to make the stand, but like everybody else, you have to face the consequences of your decisions. That's life, and these people need to start learning what life is actually all about. And it's not this wokeness bubble that they think it is, right? At least it's not anymore. It might have been for a while, but that shit is over now, right? It's finished now. So we're done with it. That's why this dude get arrested, right? We're done with it. So for anybody out there that thinks that they're still going to keep going with this insane woke ideology BS and the trans thing being a subcategory of it, go ahead. Fuck around and find out. You know what I mean? Fuck around and find out. Go ahead. Because I'll tell you one thing. Regular people are also going to start getting more bold, right? And regular people, if you, as a trans-identifying man that thinks he's a woman, if you start trying to fuck around with anybody's kids or any shit like that, or try to go into the kids' locker room, the girls' locker room, or girls' bathroom when somebody's daughter's in there are going to be people that are not going to just be as nice to go ahead and call the cops. They're going to start whooping people's asses, right? Because now it's also socially acceptable to be anti this woke bullshit, right? It's socially acceptable to be anti this trans fucking ideology crap, right? And so people are going to start acting on it. So I recommend that all the people that think they want to be activists don't. You're risking your life and you're risking your freedom for no reason. It's not going to work. You're not going to reach anything. The days of you getting special privileges over the rest of society, those days are over. You have the same privileges we do, and that's it. That's it. Why risk your life or your freedom or your criminal record to prove a point against that? That makes no sense. Why should you get more than us? Huh? Why should you get more rights than we do? Why do you have to be treated with kid gloves and we don't? That doesn't make any sense, guys. Think about it. All right, guys. That's the Insanity Report for today. If you want to get all of my content, including the articles I write, all you've got to do is subscribe to my Substack. You see it on the screen. It's allaboutlogic.substack.com. It's allaboutlogic.substack.com. You can do it for free. You can do it for $5 a month. I'd appreciate either one. And there you get all my content right delivered to your inbox as soon as it's published. No censorship, no banning, no videos missing, no notifications missing. You will get everything there all the time as soon as it comes out. That's the place to go. So go there. All right, guys. We will see you tomorrow on the Insanity Report. Take it easy.